Hi everyone, welcome back to Squatting Saffron and welcome to chapter 3 of my nutritional series. I'm going to be talking about fats today. Before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that notification bell so you can be updated on my future videos of my nutritional series. And please follow me on my Instagram, Squatting Saffron. With all my macronutrients, I am talking about the function and the purpose it serves and the content of it. So if you missed my carbs one, I highly recommend watching that one first and then jumping into this video. Because I'm making this video in chapters, for obvious reasons, I do really want that you guys look at all those videos chapter by chapter. It will help when I talk about macros as whole and when I talk about calculating, because I will not be talking about the purpose and the function it serves. I'm already going to be talking about that in this video and in these beginning chapters where specifically carbs, fat, or protein, so that then I don't waste a lot of time whenever I need to go and actually design the program and tell you how to actually calculate the macros, okay? So in our body, as you know, if you didn't click the carbs video, it's right up here. When carbs are not readily available, our body turns into fat that is stored already from the foods that we eat, and it uses that for fuel, okay? You guys may have heard the keto diet. The keto diet is primarily a lot of fats in there with few carbs and sufficient amount of protein that a person needs. And for that reason, because I already said that fats fuel the energy, people who are on a keto diet, they don't get their energy from carbs, so they have to turn into the fats, but their fat content is a lot more higher than somebody who's not in a keto diet. When I talk about the keto diet, a lot of people use it to lose weight. Honestly, a keto diet is for those who are intolerant to gluten, who are sensitive to it in their small intestine, and people who have celiac disease. So it's a quite serious kind of, it's very niche kind of diet, but you can't be on a keto diet for long term. And anything, in my opinion, anything that's long term and short term, that's a fad diet. And I talked about fad diets before in my videos about the common mistakes and myths. And I don't think that if you're okay and if you need to lose weight, I think that you can cut back on the calories, which I will make videos about that. But I wouldn't specifically focus on just keto for fat loss, because that turns into a fad diet. And that's something that's not going to stick for so long, because a keto diet can be really harsh. You can miss out on a lot of other macronutrients. You can miss out on the sugars from the glucose, from the carbs. So I believe that if you are intolerant or have sensitivities to gluten or have celiac disease, it's best suited for those individuals. Okay, this is the time where I hope that you have your pen and paper or pencil nearby so you can make note of this. This is really important. This is going to come very in handy again whenever we're going to go into the calculations of the macronutrient. So in 1 gram of fat, there are 9 calories. Okay, so again, in 1 gram of fat, there are 9 calories. So if you ever looked at the back of the nutrition label, you'll see that there are so many types of fats. There's polyunsaturated fat, there's saturated fat, there's unsaturated fat. It can get really confusing. And now that's where I'm gonna break down the types of fat. Starting off with the first one, I'm talking about saturated fats. I think of saturated, I think of solid. I'm trying to put the little letters together, so S for solid. Saturated fat is found in cheese, beef, pork, poultry, and eggs, okay? Your unsaturated fats are those that are liquid at room temperature, so unsaturated, unsolid. That's how I kind of like to think of these saturated, unsaturated fats. So these include your olive oil, canola oil, almonds are also in there too, and so is avocados too. Next, you must have heard about the trans fat, the ones that are, I like to call toxic fats with the T. I like to remember my fats that way. That's what helps me remember all these fats, because there's so many. But your trans fats are one that are like your fried foods, your baked goods, French fries, pizza, burgers, stuff like that. And those are the ones that we want to bring down. So not consuming a lot of fast food and stuff with trans fat can be really, really unhealthy for your health. Trans fats are also considered like the artificial fatty acids. They're the ones that are like not good for you at all. Now you might have seen polyunsaturated fat. Polyunsaturated fat is one of the healthy dietary fats. They're good for your heart, so they include stuff like walnuts, salmon, flax seeds, and nuts. In polyunsaturated fats, there are two types that I think are really important, worth noting. They are your omega-3s and your omega-6s. I'm sure you guys have heard about both of these. Omega-3s are the ones that are like your walnuts, your salmon, and your flax seeds. They're the ones that can decrease cardiovascular disease. They help your eye, and they also help lower the levels of depression and anxiety. Omega-6s helps the brain function, improves your bone health, and helps you with your metabolism. I would recommend that for taking omega-3s or omega-6 supplements is to ask your doctor or physician, and they'll get your blood work done and they'll tell you what kinds of omegas, if any, you are lacking, and then you will have to supplement them with them in one of those pills like fish oil, or I know that there's omega-3s and omega-6s supplements too, so you have to take those throughout the day. But as always, always go and ask your doctor and your physician first before taking on my advice. So this is another thing that I want you to write on your notebook, is that people usually set their, like, if we're talking about percentage, because some people split their carbs to 45, 65, then they do their fats from 30%. Usually some people do them to 25%, but that really depends on the person's individual goals and how their body is associated with fats and when they consume it. So it's totally like, it's up to the goals. I can't say for sure, but mostly people set their fats to 30% of their total daily calories. That is all I have for you today for chapter 3 in fats. I hope that you are able to understand fats and their functions a little bit more better. And we're gonna move on to the next chapter, which is gonna be protein. So stay tuned for that. And if you have any more questions, please let me know down in the description box, and I will be happy to answer them for you. And until then, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.